For those of you that dream of a large-scale community that also meets pedestrian-oriented small-town USA, well, I have good news for you because we have a development like that popping up right here in El Paso County, just out east of Colorado Springs. And what exactly does that description mean? It means a community that is planned and designed to put its most important and its most used amenities at the heart of the community, therefore making all parks, grocery stores, markets, entertainment walkable for all of its residents. If this is a community that sounds interesting to you and you might want to be a part of, then stay tuned while I get into Mayberry here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. This is Living in Colorado Springs and I am Alicia Armendariz. If you have any questions over anything that I mentioned today, please feel free to call me, text me, email me, leave something in the comments. I promise to get back to you. I am a licensed broker here in the state of Colorado and I would love to help you with your real estate needs. But with that being said, let's get into Mayberry, the new development here in Colorado Springs, or I should say just in El Paso County. It's easy to see that when you jump on the map and you see where Mayberry sits, it's about 20 minutes east of city limits. You'll also notice that it's very flat out there. That's where a lot of people go who want room for ranching, farming, just space from their neighbors. So I was a little surprised initially when I found out that Mayberry was going to be out there. But again, it makes sense just because we've had so much growth here in Colorado Springs. That's kind of the only direction that builders have to build is northeast and east. So it also sits off Highway 94, which kind of goes past Schriever Air Force Base and also Peterson Air Force Base. That's also going to play into why I think Mayberry was decided to be put out there. Overall, though, the concept of Mayberry is going to be a 624-acre residential space with about 110 acres planned for parks and community things, restaurants, future, you name it. A school, a fire station, gas stations, all of those things. They also plan to have a 32-acre village center, which is going to pretty much consist of everything that I just mentioned. Pickleball courts, soccer fields, outdoor movie theater setups, music stages, food trucks, coffee shops, like I said, all the amenities that you could want and need. They also plan to have a business park. They haven't decided yet who's going to be in that business park. There's about 8 commercial lots that are actually just open right now. So if you have a business that you maybe want to put in Mayberry, you can actually reach out to them. They don't really have a designation for industry that they want out there. They just have set aside, though, 8 commercial lots for businesses to come and be present in Mayberry. If you're looking to move out that way and you're kind of worried about the fact that they don't have a lot of those amenities at the moment, you don't have to worry, because about a mile or two down the road and just around the corner, you're going to come to an intersection where they have a large gas station already. There's a Subway out there. There is a liquor store and then also a grocery store. The El Bronco Ranch Market actually was pretty phenomenal when I went and visited myself. I popped in, I had some Mexican food because it is half grocery store, half Mexican restaurant. Everyone there was very friendly. They had some really delicious looking meats kind of in their market area. And so that is definitely a shop that you could just pop in. Like I said, it's about a mile down the road, not even a mile. It's a straight shot just right out of the community east, and going to be a great option if you are currently planning to be a resident there now. If you feel like you need a bigger scale store for grocery shopping, then have no fear, because on the east side of Colorado Springs city limits, there is a King Soopers, a very large King Soopers. So I believe that King Soopers is about 15 minutes drive down a straight shot of Highway 94 to the Mayberry community. The Mayberry home builders really wanted to focus on floor plans and designs that just make sense. They're functional for you and your family. They have the option to be multi-generational if you know that you're gonna have additional family members with you, older or younger. They are at a minimum gonna be 3-car garage, up to the option of 5-car garage, or even possibly an RV garage. I really like that concept that they have many plans that focus on having the RV garage attachment. If you go on their website and look at, initially right now they only have 8 floor plans, but the way that you can mix and match them, it gives you a total of about 58 different floor plan options. So I think that's really exciting that they already have that many now and they're still so new. So I can only imagine down the road, they're going to have even more floor plans and designs and possible add-ons and options for you guys. I was happy and surprised to learn that Mayberry will be running off of sewers. You wouldn't think that's a big deal, but a lot of the residents out in Ellicott area have septic tanks. I mean, it's just so kind of far from city and so spread out. A lot of people have acreage out there. There's a lot of 35-acre plots that they just have to run off of septic tanks. So the fact that Mayberry will actually be running off of a sewer system, I thought was really nice for you guys. Not only will you guys have sewers, but you'll also have water, trash, and internet, all provided by the same provider, that is Ellicott Utility Company. All are going to service that area. Very similar to Colorado Springs. If you actually live within Colorado Springs city limits, we have Colorado Springs Utilities. They are our main provider. We don't have a lot of shop around things. It's kind of if you live here, you got one utility provider. So Ellicott Utility Company will be the main provider out there. Because they are a little east of Colorado Springs, they do offer fiber optic internet connection. I know a lot of people have asked about that. They want to make sure, hey, if I am going to be kind of far from city limits, am I going to have internet connection? And yes, you will have the option of getting that fiber optic internet. Like I said, because they're really trying to focus on a community and floor plan that focuses on functionality and multi-generational uses and just the ability to work from home and such of that sort. So when it comes to Mayberry home prices, we are seeing homes that range between $400,000 up to the $775,000. That $775,000 right now, I believe, is one of their available homes that kind of has all the top end options. It has the top end finishes, it has their biggest floor plan, it has attached on that multi-generational suite, it has the RV garage on top of the 2-car garage. So I don't know if home prices are going to jump up a lot from that, depending on plans that they get in the future. But at the moment, that's kind of what we're seeing here in 2024, is that 400 to high 700s. I will say that they do have a floor plan called the Beacon, which kind of typically ranges between $350,000 to $400,000. That this last year won just awards across the board here in town. It won Best Overall Home, Best Home with Master Suite in that price point, Best Kitchen in that price point, Best Floor Plan in that price point, Best Exterior, Best Interior. It literally won awards across the board of being the best home in that price point between $350,000 and $400,000. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, also, I would definitely check out the Beacon model in Mayberry. So if Mayberry is sounding like a community that you want to be part of, but maybe you have kiddos and you're a little worried that they don't have like the charter school yet, or like how far am I from a school, don't worry. Mayberry is probably one of the closest communities to the Ellicott School District, which is about 2 miles down the road. It's literally about a half a mile down Highway 94, and then you swing a right and you're gonna pass the grocery store, the Subway, the gas station, the fire station that's already there, and then you're going to come across the Ellicott High School, Middle School, Elementary School. They're all right there together. They're across the street from one another. They're kind of like, there's the high school field, baseball fields, all of that. A kiddo could probably walk it. It's about 2 miles. I wouldn't recommend that they walk it on that busy Highway 94, but there is a school bus system out there. The Ellicott school bus system actually buses in about 80% of its kiddos because, like I said, it's a very large area out there. It's a lot of space. A lot of the residents sit on large acreage. So I have noticed the times that I've been out at Mayberry visiting, the school bus always drops off kiddos at 4:15 p.m., which I think is great because I think school gets out around 3 out there. And so if your kiddo can be home by 4:15, that is awesome. Because I know some kids that kind of live a little bit further out east, they're probably, getting on the bus at 3 and then not getting home until like 5 or 6 at night because they just live so far out. So whether you are a parent and you want to drive and drop off and pick up your kid yourself, great, you're like 2 miles away. If you know your kid needs to take the bus, awesome. They're probably going to be the last one to get picked up in the morning, so they don't have to be at the bus stop super early. And they're probably one of the first kiddos to get dropped off after school. Like I said, I've seen the bus now twice drop off in Mayberry at 4:15 p.m. So good for you parents who are looking to move now, even though the charter school is not quite yet built within the Mayberry community. So that is kind of the concept of Mayberry and what is planned to come. I'm sure if it takes off even more, they might develop even more that's out there with some of the demands that maybe some of their current residents already want and have. But I'm going to tell you why I personally feel like Mayberry is a great option to purchase in. First, it's close to a lot of our military bases. It's very close to Schriever Air Force Base, excuse me, and very close to Peterson Air Force Base. Also the airport and some other things, but it is the closest community to Schriever Air Force Base at the moment. I would say the next closest community that we have here in town is probably Larson Ranch, which is still about 20 to 30 minutes away. Now, granted, I know you have to kind of like on a map and it's not like showing up at the base, it's like showing up at someone's front door. You have to kind of drive on base for a while. But overall, when we're talking military that need to be close to some of those eastern bases, Larson Ranch for a while was your only option. Now with Mayberry out there, man, you are a quick shot. You are 5 minutes maybe to the major kind of intersection out there where then you would kind of turn off. You would turn south and head down that road, but you're pretty much on base in my opinion. That's going to be a great option for you that need to be stationed at Peterson, at Schriever, or kind of just anywhere here in Colorado Springs. You have a straight shot using that Highway 94, but definitely to Schriever. And then also, with the news of Space Command staying here in Colorado Springs, if you saw one of my previous videos where I was talking about Space Command coming and all the jobs that it's going to bring, not only with itself, but with all the other kind of companies that saw that Space Command was coming and they plan to now be here or have a presence or expand their presence. Yes, there is just a need for a lot of housing and a lot of people out east, especially southeast Colorado Springs. So I think the developers of Mayberry also thought that putting it where it is was very strategic because, again, people knew Space Command was probably going to stay. They knew the ripple effect that was going to have on the community. And therefore, when it did have plans to stay and it is now staying, yes, there is a lot of need to have military personnel close to Schriever and Peterson. And what do you know? Mayberry is right there. Which leads me into reason number 2 that I really like Mayberry. I like the future of Mayberry because we do have a lot of military personnel that they know they're only going to be stationed here 2, maybe 3 years, and then they got to go. If you can buy in Mayberry now, it's probably the most affordable that you're going to see homes being built. They're probably going to increase in the future, and with more demand and more popular that Mayberry becomes. So it would be a great idea if you guys could get in now, customize it the way that you want, for probably the cheapest that it's ever going to be, stay in it a year and then turn around and rent it out to those military that are getting stationed here or just anyone else that is starting to kind of just grasp and like the concept of Mayberry. I guarantee the more that area gets developed, the more that the community actually starts having the amenities that they've promised, there's going to be a lot more demand to be out there and home prices are probably going to go up and you're gonna miss out on your opportunity to get in. So again, really super great option for our military that need to be close out there, and then also just a great option for anyone who is trying to get into the rental market game. Well, there you go, you guys. There is kind of just a snippet of what is to come of Mayberry here in El Paso County. Like I said, I don't believe it's gonna be just a neighborhood, a subdivision. I truly feel like they're going to conquer their concept of wanting to become a small town America that has a very, feel of everybody know everybody and everything being very centrally located and accessible for its residents. So if you guys have any questions over Mayberry or any other communities here in town, like I said, please feel free to reach out to me. I am a licensed broker and I'd love to help you with the real estate needs. And if you could, please hit that subscribe button and bell to get notified when I make new videos each week on everything that is living in Colorado Springs.